Here's how it's done.
For this layout, I used the bench cookies and a couple of little spring clamps to make sure that that stencil is on the board and I get a really good outline. Now, one thing I did, guys, I was in a hurry, which is kind of my biggest fault. I'm always in a hurry. So I should have sprayed it a little better. You'll see some of the lines are a little fuzzier than they should be. And to be honest, it made it harder to carve than it absolutely had to be. So make sure you take your time. And I will try to take my own advice on that. So I did all the carving with this sign with 2 bits. The first one I'm using to get the outline of everything is our profile bit. And luckily most of this is pretty wide except for some of the roots, so I set it at 3/16 of an inch deep. Now you can see as I'm getting to the sharp points of the roots, I'm actually lifting up the left side of my base plate. And that is one of the biggest benefits of our base plates, is they give you so much more control to where you can actually control the depth of your bit just by lifting and dropping it a little bit. So you don't have to actually manually use the depth adjustment if you have something that's a little bit thinner in certain areas. For the larger stuff on this sign, I could have used our 60-degree bit and it would have worked just fine, but that's adding another bit when it's not 100% necessary. And like I said before, I'm always in a hurry, so the least amount of bits I can use on a sign is generally how I'm going to do it. Now I'm using the 90-degree bit and I'm just going to go inside all the lettering in the cross and I'm going to take out all of the extra wood. Now something to keep in mind, guys, most new carvers, they always carve too shallow. So if you think you're carving deep enough, you're probably not. And I did it for years until finally my dad and grandpa got it across, carve deeper than you probably think you need to go. Once it's all carved, then I put a nice deep chamfer on it and I brushed it out. I used our black primer, sprayed the whole thing black, then I used an 80 grit disc on our disc sander and a 120 grit disc on the random orbital. Definitely blow your sign off in between sanding operations, otherwise you could grind some of that dark sawdust back into the light board and that creates a mess. Once that's all done, throw a few coats of clear on there and it's a really nice looking sign that you could probably get $35 to $40 for.
You can find everything we use to make this sign and a ton more over at our website, makeawoodsign.com. Go check it out.